Hi guys. I woke up this morning and my vagina's in absolute agony. Yeah, it's that time of the month, baby. So I thought, fuck it, why not jump on and do a vlog about periods, and I'm gonna delve a bit into contraception as well. So I don't know about you girl them, yeah, but like the day that my period begins, like I'm not someone to be fucked with. On a normal, I'm not someone to be fucked with, but on the first day of my period, I'm my lower back feels like someone is trying to wring out the muscles. My uterus, it feels like something is trying to dig out and get into the universe. My thighs feel like they're not actually attached to my body. So when it comes to pretty much doing anything, I'm a miserable bitch and I'm fucking aggy. And I'm blessed, you know, to have everything working in motion and, you know, to be able to experience being a woman. Like, that is a pure blessing. But when it comes to this shit, every damn month, it's hard. The first day or two is hard. And it's just long because it's like my appetite either goes or I crave like really shitty food that I know is either going to make my skin break out or make me feel like shit, or, you know, I'm really lethargic and I don't want to go out and do stuff, but I should be going out and doing stuff because it's fun, do you know what I mean? And it does actually make me feel better, but finding the motivation to actually get up and do anything is fucking horrific. My temperature feels like I'm going through fucking menopause. I feel like it is up here and it's windy outside, the actual temperature's down here, do you know what I mean? And I'm just flying through the roof. Like, I'm rude. I ain't got no patience. I just want to destroy everyone and everything. And it's just hard. Being a woman is difficult, you know. Like, I know you men sit there and you're like, oh yeah, but like, just fuck off. Because if you don't have a vagina, you don't fucking know. You don't know. And I'm not someone that usually complains about periods and stuff. Like, I'm not that gal. Do you know what I mean? I suck it up usually and I just fucking ride through it. But for the past 6 months, fucking, probably a bit longer than that actually, it's just been fucking me up, man. I'm sitting there at my desk at work. Luckily, obviously, we're in lockdown, so I'm not at work at the moment. There's been a few times where I'm sitting at work and I'm like, yo, I'm going to have to go home. Do you know what I mean? I'm sitting at my desk crying, hoping no one sees me because I'm in that much fucking pain. Like, it's long. It is long, trust me. And luckily, like, my work's understanding. I can say to my boss, like, I'm in horrific menstrual cramp pains right now. Like, I need to go and work from home. And he'll be like, do you, Shannon? And I'll be like, thank you, T. Big up yourself. But seriously, it's troubling. So, guys, I want to hear what you do. What do you do to make yourself feel better? Because I'll have, like, baths. I'll soak in, like, nice warm baths, and that does really help. Hot water bottles. I try not to pop pills, do you know what I mean? If I can avoid popping pills, I will. Some chamomile tea, do you know what I mean? Just to calm everything down, relaxing. But, girls, I'd like to know how you connect with your vagina. Because connecting with your vagina has a big impact on how painful your periods actually are. And if you have really heavy flows, it's usually because you're either like stressed or you have a lot of emotional backup in your system. So my flows aren't that heavy, so I'm quite lucky. Like, I'm normally 5 days light, do you know what I mean? But I know some of you girls have it like horrific. And I was reading up and it was talking about like how like our connection with our womb, like our actual mental connection with it, actually has a massive impact on how our periods flow. So like, I'm not sure how and why my period likes to fuck me up on the first day, but after that it's pretty much fine. So I think it's just everything, you know, rejuggling around there and trying to like balance itself out for a nice period. But the first day really does fuck me up. So guys, if you have any suggestions, you know, on how you connect with your womb and how you make your period a lot less stressful and more calming and soothing for you, let me know. Because those of you who, like, I haven't actually gymmed whilst being on my period or been that active whilst being on my period for a long time now. because one of my friends actually like expressed to me, she was just like when you bleed, like this is a time to come into you. This is a time for you to rest. You know, your body's going through like a pretty traumatic thing. It may not seem traumatic because it happens to us every month, but it's a large thing. You know, our uterus wall is literally breaking down and we are bleeding it out. Do you know what I mean? It has to rebuild itself. Like, that's a large thing to happen inside a human within 5 to 7 days. So I always try and take the time to just be mindful of my vagina, because I don't think a lot of us are. Do you know what I mean? It's like when we get cramps, it's straight away, fuck's sake, we got cramps, rah, rah, rah. And then, yeah, but you know, what can you do? Can you do any embodiment work? Do you know what I mean? I find that when I dance and I'm really focusing on my waist area, you know, the motions and the flow, that it actually soothes my pains if they're not too bad. If they're really bad and I can't do it, then I won't do it. But there's loads of little things that we can do to actually promote a good vagina. And it's not just the good health, it's the good mental connection that you actually have with your vagina. Because periods are not shameful, women, they are fucking beautiful. There's tribes, yeah, all over the world where the women, all basically, I don't know if you girls have ever noticed, but when you're really in sync with your close friends, you tend to all bleed at the same time. And that's a very normal thing to happen. You naturally all form to flow on the same cycle. And it's because in ancient times, yeah, and it still happens to this day, the men that actually had a clue of how powerful the woman body is would send their wives and their girlfriends and whoever off into like certain, you know, enclosures, rather than sounding like animals, but certain, you know, parts of the village where they can really sit and just own their feminine. You know, the women come together, they chant, they dance, they sing, they bleed together. You know, this is a portal for them opening up into the universe and to receive downloads of knowledge that they wouldn't previously be able to receive if they were in a stressful environment. So just think about that, girls, because we're fucking powerful. We're very powerful, and it annoys me the stigmas that are around periods, like they should be shamed, and you know, you should feel dirty for having them. Like, they're literally the most natural thing, and they're fucking beautiful. Like I said, we give birth from these beautiful babies. Do you know what I mean? We create babies and deliver them to the world through our bodies and our vagina. Do you know what I mean? Not your little bit of spurt and then job done. Like, we're beautiful, we are powerful, and we need to start embracing that and fucking educating our daughters. Do you know what I mean? Because I ain't fucking having a daughter who thinks that her being a woman's fucking inconvenient and dirty, because it's not. She is going to be a queen. Her mother is a queen, her grandmother is a queen. So, you know, to my future daughter out there, we're gonna get a popping, boo. So another thing I wanted to talk about is contraception. I basically went onto the pill when I was about 12 years old, because that's when I was actively having sex. And I lied. I lied to the doctors and was like, oh, you know, I have a... This wasn't the doctors, actually. It was a walk-in clinic, so you didn't have to bring your parents, obviously. And yeah, basically said, you know, I get really heavy periods and I need the pill to calm down right to turn. I was being sexually active and I didn't want them to know. So I was on the pill for probably about 2 years, until I was about 14, and then I started going on, and then I was on the injection for about 3.5 years, and then I was on the implant for about 6 years. And from when I had the injection to, actually no, I was in the implant for about 4.5 years. So from the time I got my injection to the time I started with getting the injection, which obviously you either get in your arm or your bum. I used to get mine in my bum because it was just easier, do you know what I mean? I don't like seeing needles as well, like it freaks me out. So from there, from the injection to the implant, I didn't have a period for about 6 years, because it would just naturally stop the hormones that they were injecting in me and putting in me, just naturally stop them. Oh, I just broke my top. And I got to a point about 2 years ago where I started getting really worried, because I was just like, I don't even know if everything works okay down there, do you know what I mean? Like, and like, obviously when I was younger, I was like, yeah, this is so convenient, loving it, because, you know, I ain't got to worry about nothing, you know, like, boys are still going to touch me because I don't have periods, do you know what I mean, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I suddenly just got into a panic, and then I was chatting to my friend about it, who's a naturopathic nutritionist and a Chinese medicine doctor, so she knows her shit. And she was like, that's so not right. Like, you need to come off all your contraceptives and you just need to let yourself bleed and just fucking regulate back to like normal Shannon. So I was like, okay, I will. And it took me a while. I'll come off everything, and it took me a good 4 to 5 months, I say, to start bleeding again, because obviously your body's so used to you pumping this, you know, this substitute hormone in to stop you from bleeding, that, you know, it needs to obviously regulate and even all the hormones and whatever back out again, like by itself. So it took a while, but when I did come on, it was like I started it all over again. But it was like weird. It was like I was more happy and prideful over getting my period back after so long than I was when I first got my period. So like for me that was great, because I was just like, oh, it's important. Like, it really is important to connect with your blood and your bleed and not feel a certain type of way about it, because it's a part of you, it's a part of who we are, do you know what I mean, as women. And it's like I said, it's nothing to be ashamed of. If anything, we should be shouting from the roofs, like, fucking pray my fucking blood, bruh, pray it, look at me, I am woman, do you know what I mean? Fucking beautiful, love it. So anyway, yeah. So now obviously some of you might be like, okay, so what the fuck are you on? So I was debating going onto the coil, but then I don't know, I just use condoms now, I can't lie, I just use condoms. And don't get me wrong, like, sometimes it's risque, do you know what I mean, because obviously they split and stuff, or, you know, you might slip off and you don't even fucking realise. And like, I get that that's a risk I'm having to take, but I feel so much better for not putting hormones into my body. But the reason I was going to go for the coil is because you can get two kinds of coil. One's got hormone, which I wouldn't go for, but the other one doesn't, so it's literally just a repellent for sperm. But one of my friends had quite a horrific incident with hers, and one of my other friends said that she didn't really enjoy it either. So I'm just kind of like, I'll just stick to condoms, you know what I mean? They're safe for me, so. But yeah, I just wanted to jump on to talk to you ladies, because our periods are beautiful and we are women and we are amazing. And I'm not discrediting men in any way, shape or form, but so if anything, if you're questioning what contraceptive is going to work for you, you know, what you feel is going to benefit you in your sex life the best, definitely obviously consult your doctor. But I do find that doctors just try chucking me on the pill all the time, and that's not necessarily like what everyone wants. Because like obviously with the pill you have to remember to take it every day, which some people like don't do. With the injection it's all well and good, but you do have to get it topped up, I think every 3 months or something like that. So like if you're working full time like I was, like it is just a bit inconvenient. Then obviously with the implant you keep it in for 3 years, but you like, for me, like I didn't know what any of these contraceptives were going to do to my body, because some people still have like regular periods and stuff on these contraceptives, but like I didn't, and I didn't like that, do you know what I mean? So if you still obviously are getting your periods and everything's regulated as usual, then I probably would say like stick with that. But obviously, like I said, with me everything just stopped and I didn't like that. It made me worried. So yeah, I just wanted to talk to my babies today, because us women are beautiful and I want us all to just fucking love being women, because it is stressful, it is a lot of upkeep, it is a lot of maintenance, but overall we're pretty fucking beautiful, aren't we? Pretty fabulous. Yeah. So with I haven't actually showed it. So when I obviously use my organic cup, my moon cup now, yeah. If you haven't seen my vlog in it, I've done a vlog on it ages ago saying what are you putting in your pussy. I got some brilliant feedback and I really rate you guys for that. So I've been using that for probably, yeah, like I said, probably about over a year now, easy. I love it. It's in right now. She's doing me good. So for me, it was something that was going to be a lot less it was going to be cost effective. Obviously, it's like £20 for a moon cup. It's reusable for however many years, do you know what I mean? Like, they're just sick, do you know what I mean? Like, you haven't got to worry about fucking purchasing tampons. You don't have to worry about your pussy being dry and trying to shove a tampon up there. You don't have to worry about flipping wearing nappies to bed, do you know what I mean? Not nappies, obviously pads, but I find them really uncomfortable. I feel like my pussy can't breathe, so I don't really particularly like wearing pads. But this moon cup is just fabulous, and you can keep them in for up to 12 hours. And it may sound really weird, yeah, but having the actual connection of me, because obviously when you're emptying your moon cup and stuff, you will get blood over your fingers, girls. You will get blood over your fingers. And it may sound really weird, but actually having the connection with seeing your blood in an actual cup, you know, and feeling its texture and stuff like that, it brings you closer to actually understanding you as a whole vessel, rather than being like, ooh, this blood, this is disgusting, rah rah rah, and it's not. Can I just fucking emphasize that? It is not disgusting. It's brought me much closer just to accepting me as a whole being. So please, if you haven't tried a moon cup, girls, try one. It might just change your fucking life. You won't know unless you try. So with that, I hope everyone has a fantastic day. If you enjoyed the vlog, please like, comment, share, do a ting. And if you, do you know what? Not if you anything. Pardon me. Girls, just do a ting, man. I believe in you. You know, we're powerful. Yeah. Yeah. Have a good day.